Pisces gang? Welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. My name is Annie. Happy to have all the Pisces as well as the cross watchers out there today. We are here to do your November monthly tarot reading. Happy November, guys. I hope you had a beautiful, watery Scorpio season. I hope October treated you well. Happy belated Halloween. We're going to read for career and finances first. The majority of this reading will be money, career, finances. And then at the very end, I'll throw in some love messages, romance. I will try and timestamp it below. So if you want to hop right to love, you can do that. Or if you want to stick around for business and jobs and all that good stuff, we're here for it. We're going to do it. Two of Wands. All right. Decisions, options, a crossroads. What do I need to tell you about this video? These are going to be general messages here on YouTube, as always, right? I welcome you to come into these readings with an open heart and an open mind. Know in advance, not every single thing I say will be your message. It's just not how it works in these generals. I hope lots and lots of this resonates. Pieces and parts of it very likely will. Most importantly, follow your gut, your intuition. Trust that the messages that you hear, if they're offering you confirmation, those are what you should be taking away. Anything that feels strange or foreign, please don't take action on those messages. Give them time to resonate as well. Tarot frequently has the ability to sort of predict the future. So just because things don't click with you instantly now doesn't mean they won't make sense later on, okay? You are responsible for your own actions and decisions. You will always be in the driver's seat of your own life, okay? Everything else about this video will be down in the description box below, including the decks I'm using here today, as well as my social media channels. I'm the Intuitive Teacup on Facebook, Instagram, intuitiveteacup.com. If you want to book a personal, that's all down below, okay? We're gonna hop in. Let's talk about money, career, finances for my beautiful Pisces out there. You guys had a rough one last time, so I'm hoping we can get you some more inspiring, empowering messages. So if you watched the last one and stuck around and you're back with me, I appreciate you. It's good to have faith that not every message is going to be that one you want to hear, but the one that you kind of need to hear. So you have a lot of major arcana in this one. You have mostly people, so this will be an interesting one to read. So Page of Pentacles, love it. Starting off with a small offering or some sort of, I heard, token of appreciation. If you're applying to jobs or applying to for some sort of loan or payout, Page of Pentacles says that there's a very good chance there will be a payout or some sort of offering, right? Especially regarding land, property, even something with a car. If you're paying off loans on your car or the opposite, looking for something. This is like a very fortuitous card of something, some like material possession, as well as your bank account, right? Typically in tarot, pentacles frequently represent money, but it could also have to do with, again, physical, tangible things you can reach out and touch, even your body. Some of you may be working on, a more strict diet or exercise routine or whatever it is, right? So Page of Pentacles, cool. So let's dig into this. So yeah, a lot of you are waiting on a callback or waiting for, it could be like a round 2 interview or just waiting for an interview at all. The thing is, I feel like you're in deeper though. Like you've already started to go down the path with possibly 2 different people, like 2 different job opportunities, 2 different clients even, right? Even if you're not applying to new jobs, this could be, one-to-one sessions or people you're working with, take it if it fits. You're waiting to hear back. So what's the deal? Okay, so the one that this feels like you have 2 people. I'm just going to give you this scenario, but translate it to your own story if it fits. You have 2 people that are interested in hiring you to do the thing, right? 2 potential leads, if you will, almost like sales leads. There's one that you're like, there's a couple messages here. There's one that if you've already gone through the process with them, it's like you're wrapping it up and closing it out, only it's been a pain in the ass. More so in that they're very needy, they're very demanding. Just when you think you've given them all that they need to succeed, they're like, oh, but what about this? Or I have questions about that. And you're just kind of like, oh my God, like I'm sort of getting like, I need this lady to get off my case. Like I've done my part. It's up to them now to, whatever this situation is, right? It's probably just a really fussy client or candidate or something like that. Or someone who's just like this is the person, not you, Pisces, whoever you're working with. It's like they're blocking their own blessings or constantly like shooting themselves in the foot. It's like they can't get out of their own way. This is one of the clients you're dealing with. It's like everything they touch becomes a mess. This could even also have to do with one of your children as well. So there's one message here about the one that's been a nightmare and a burden because they're being represented as a 10. You're like, Okay, that's finally off my plate. I'm just letting you know in advance. Make sure you don't burn bridges, even though this person drives you nuts, because they're coming back in with more communication. Especially if something doesn't go right. I don't know what job this would be, but if you are like a liaison and you're helping to set them up with a website or set them up with a recruiter, like a job or a home or a car, something is going to go, I mean, Mercury's in retrograde, right? Something's going to go funky where they're going to come back in, possibly with some sharp words, with some anger. I'm not saying they're right. I'm not saying that what you did didn't work or failed them. I'm not saying that, but this person is used to being catered to. I just have to be honest. This person may have an attitude of like, oh, I'm above the rest, so everybody has to be at my beck and call, even though you may have already closed out the contract with this person and finished off that work. I'm just letting you know, don't be so certain it's over, because it ain't over till the fat lady sings. Like, that's sort of what I'm getting. That's one story. And it's nothing to fear. I think it's more than anything the universe just giving you a heads up, like, careful how you handle this one, because it's not the end of it. Especially if this person has kind of put you through the ringer, you may be tempted to kind of send that one fiery email that's just like, yeah, like, don't contact me again. Don't say that, because you're going to push a button and like this. I don't know what the circumstance is, but you're not done with this pain in the ass client. They're coming back. So what advice or guidance can I give Pisces on that? Like, I don't know, just give me anything. Especially an air sign, a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Yeah, they're coming back for your protection. They're coming back for your help, for your aid, for your assistance. While they would never say this, because this person has been such, dare I say, like a nightmare and very needy, they've developed a very strong bond with you. And while they would never say this to your face, they actually trust you very much. So even though this process potentially through their eyes has been up and down and it hasn't been great for a lot of you, this person feels like you're their source of reliability. So whenever they have questions, rather than, I'm just giving you scenarios like reading the manual or Googling the answer, they call you. They're like, listen, now this is happening with the thing and I don't know how to. It's because they want to be under your protection, the fish. A school of fish. This could even be a very difficult student for any of my Pisces who are teachers or professors, or again, something of the like. You can kind of use that as a metaphor, a school of fish. Are you a teacher or a leader or leading seminars, leading a group of people? There's one in particular that's just very needy. It's nothing to fear though. It's just universe giving you a heads up, like this is going to be an issue this month. So just like breathe through it. Don't let it become the source of your annoyance, or just like I'll deal with that, but like I'm not going to let it disrupt my internal balance. So for others of you, the one who are waiting on two specific jobs, this is actually a very positive message. The one that seems like passed you by, or the one where you may have even gotten something like thanks but no thanks, like we're gonna have to choose someone else, or something happened where you closed out the cycle of, I'm gonna say hope, like okay, I'm holding out for this job, maybe they're gonna take me. For some reason or another, one in particular, you're like, oh shit, I didn't get it. That's not true, because the same message applies. Something that you assumed was done and over with, that person may come back to be like, listen, the person we hired actually dropped out and you're our next candidate. Are you still interested? It's almost like the umbrella comes to save the fish, save the Pisces. It's like security. It's like protection from the elements. Some of you may, that's so funny. Some of you may actually have a leaky roof. Quite literally, that umbrella, it's like, water coming in over the fish's head. So if there's any water damage to your house, I said that to another sign. Make sure you check it out. Probably in Scorpio season, right? Anyway, so that in itself is a very positive message. So give me a few more on that. The one that Pisces thought they didn't get, one may involve, and I don't know which one, option A or B, one may involve a lot more travel than the other. I'm just putting it out there. So I think it's the more, if that makes sense, the more local one, the one that doesn't involve as much travel, that's the one that actually comes back to you, the one that you thought you missed out on. It may have something to do with clothing or costume design, or again, children, students. I don't know what that is. There was a false perception. That whole thing of, oh, the cycle's wrapped up, I'm like, they passed on me, I didn't get it. That it was a false lead. Something about revealing the mask of what's underneath. Don't take everything at face value, especially if you go on an interview and you get a sense or a vibe from or with your client, right? It doesn't have to be a job interview. You get like a sense or a vibe from someone, which usually your intuition is on point, Pisces. I'm not saying that it isn't. Other than, as long as you're not like, as long as you're not absolutely, help me out here, Spirit, what is the word? Like repulsed by someone's energy. If it was just kind of like oh, I feel like maybe they didn't like me. That's not true. They did. They're just not showing hand. They're not showing face, but they will. The mask will come off. There's nothing about it that is like offensive about someone's vibe or personality, especially if you're the one going on the job interview. You may get a sense like, oh gosh, like I just didn't click with them. I don't think they liked me. That might end up in a very positive thing for you. So don't jump to conclusions. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Tell me about this other opportunity, the one that potentially involves more travel, especially going to the city or even foreign travel, like some other country. Again, clothing design. I'm seeing a lot of that right now. Or something with glasses, vision, optics, sunglasses, working with, it could be scientific lenses or camera lenses, photography. It could be world travel for some sort of like magazine shoot or something like that. That would make you happy because it's very, very creative. But it is saying, especially if it involves long distance travel, you might get a little bit lonely because you wouldn't necessarily be around tons of people you know. That's really all I'm getting. But yeah, there's your card, the moon. This would be a job that you could really excel at. I think you would enjoy it. You have the sun and the clouds. The clouds are kind of like a very dreamy, kind of Neptunian energy. In this specific scenario with the sun coming up, I like this very much. It's like the clouds part and the sun comes out and there's a lot of warmth. There's a lot of passion. There's a lot of joy. There's good room for growth opportunities, especially because it's coming into you as the page. Absolutely. It's like what you put into this job, you will get, wow, you will get back. Reciprocity. And again, this could just be a small deal. This doesn't have to be an entire career. But if there's some project that involves travel overseas or just long distance travel to do something creative, and again, specifically, I keep getting like, I know this is weird, but like eyeballs or eyeglasses or lenses or visions. Maybe you're a seer, right? Maybe this is all about like your third eye, something like that. These are great cards. And again, something with children. I don't know why I'm being called to say like a photo shoot with children. It's very random, but hey, it'll make sense to someone out there. Reciprocity says you get what you give. So if you put your heart and soul into this, you're going to get a lot of joy back from it. So horseback riding, maybe for some of you. Yeah. But again, I'm seeing two options. So there is something about this option that even if you get it, even if they offer you the job or the contract for you to sign, you're still like, and I think for some of you, it may be that you have to leave your family for, it doesn't have to be forever, obviously, for a period of time. And maybe that makes you very nervous. Or again, going into some sort of new territory where maybe you don't feel like you have your footing, or you might just be the newbie. Yeah, there's something about insecurity or a lack of confidence that's holding you back. You're going to do just fine. It's more so something in your head. You just have to come to terms with like, no, you got this job based on your own merit, or, even if you knew somebody, right? It's like they vouch for you. They put in a good word for you. So like, you got this. I want to say girl, but guy too. You got this. Wish fulfillment. This is a very, very, I heard powerful, but this is a very important opportunity for you. And with the butterflies, for you to spread your wings, but ultimately for you to like, almost like make your mark in the world. This seems like something that Pisces would absolutely thrive with. Guys, I am loving this reading. Can I just say that? Okay, so yeah, there's two options. And I feel like the first one we talked about with a fussy candidate, I don't know what else to tell you about that. I'll pull another card on it. But I don't know. I think the saving grace to that is despite this person causing a lot of chaos in your work life, there is something about it where they actually really do like working with you, even though they come off as kind of a jerk. I know that's such a strange message, but... Okay, Four of Cups. All right, I understand what this is now. This is why this is important, Pisces. Because if I'm hearing seal the deal with this person, the absolutely like most impossible person. There's something about them. They just rub you the wrong way. They're needy. They're annoying. They call you at all hours of the night. I understand. This person does sound like, client from hell. The thing is, and I was getting this before, but I didn't want to say it. This person probably has a lot of money. Okay. So that's why there's this expected, they're just going to wait on me hand and foot. Anything I ask, anything under the sun, they have to deliver to me. The reason why you don't want to burn this bridge, and I'm not saying you have to do everything for them, but the reason why you really want to show up and put in the effort and not leave them hanging is because they have a lot of networking opportunities for you with other clients who they know. And I want to be clear, just because they're kind of like a sour apple, it doesn't mean that everybody they hang out with is. In fact, if it's almost like if you exceed expectations and really give it your all, there's going to be some opportunity where like a person that this person knows, the husband, the brother, the friend, the mother, the whatever, they're going to come back to you with more business, and it's going to be for a bigger ticket sale or item or whatever it is. And they're not going to be an asshole. In fact, they're going to be very polite. They're going to knock on your door and be like, hello, I heard such good things about you. I would love to consider working with you. And you're going to be really glad you did, because it's very funny the ways these are connected. You're not going to know. You are going to end up working with some sort of new client. And after it's almost like after being on the job site with them or doing whatever you do in the situation, later on, you're going to learn, oh, like I heard about you from so-and-so, which is this lady or this dude or whoever this pain in the ass is. And you're like, oh, like you have to like pretend like you don't absolutely hate them. You're like, oh, you know, Mrs. Jones. Very interesting. Yes, I remember working with her. But here's the thing. This person is completely different. This person's attitude, they're just easier to work with. So again, you don't have to take any of this advice or guidance. You may meet this person and be like, no, like I am not working with her, line in the sand. That's cool, right? You know, you're setting firm boundaries. That's okay. If you can stomach it and push through to the end, because the thing is, you're really just being asked to do what you do in your career, in your life. It will work out very beneficially if you give it your all and kind of, what is it? Kind of like bite your teeth and grin through it, or bite your lip and grin through it, whatever the expression is. It will serve you on the other end because there's going to be more deals that line up because of that. It's almost like a domino effect. And this person, it's almost like they're representing Saturn. You have to push through the obstacle, and then there's like a release of funds, of money. So yeah, it's almost like you're being challenged in the form of a person. It's like, you know, in a more spiritual sense, it's like the universe sent you a test. It's an obstacle, and if you can push through it, universe is going to usher in more blessings after that. So I mean, overall, you have very positive messages. I'm very intrigued about this artistic, creative travel opportunity. Some of you, this is just coming through randomly. Some of you, in order to pay for some education or small courses, it's saying, you know, go ahead, be the barista. You're going to have to take a job at a coffee shop and make the most of it. It's not a death sentence, right? And I'm not saying this out of my judgment. I'm saying the cards are saying you may look at being a barista or a waiter or a server as kind of like I don't want to do that. There's actually like an opportunity where you're gonna have fun in that role. There's gonna be joy. Maybe you're gonna meet your future best friend, you know, working at that bar, working at that coffee shop. So even if you have to take what is sometimes considered like, you know, side jobs or side income, it's being presented in a very beautiful way. So I'm just putting that out there for anybody in that position. It's like, don't jump to the conclusion it's going to be hell. In fact, do the opposite. Raise your vibration, positive vibes, right? You know? So here's where all your people come in. You have so many major arcana, just to get this out of the way. You have Aquarius, you have the Hierophant, you have Sagittarius, you have Justice, which is Libra, sorry. And for me, this is also a very strong Libra card. So I like that you have Libra on both sides of your spread. It's something about its balance. It's in equilibrium, it's harmonious. So there's a lot of people. And so maybe that's what this is, Pisces. You know how I said like this is like I can never think of my words when I need them. Like the tipping scale, the tipping block. What is that expression? Once you bust down the door of this obstacle, this person who's like the candidate or the client from hell, it's like 3 more come running wanting to work with you. All these 3 cards together are extremely spiritual. So if anybody is offering services regarding like spirituality or religion or even healing, right? Anything in the medical field, but more so this would be more like kind of like esoteric, more like intuitive type healing, Reiki, tarot card reading, anything like that. Yeah, there's she's kind of like the priest, the pope, the Hierophant. You have on your kind of your guardian angel, your angel of healing, and then the star has very much a sort of a religious connotation to it, but it's like divine timing, getting you to your hopes, your dreams, your wishes, your North Star. This comes in after a tower moment too. So for those who are not familiar, tower moments are kind of like they show us who we are. It's like it's a moment in life that really kind of brings you down to your knees and you're just like, oh, like the unexpected, not always most happy circumstances. The tower isn't here. So I think you guys have already experienced the tower in some asset of your life. This is saying you're on the path to rehealing and finding your true north, right? Your spiritual path. All these cards say to me, your spirit guides, your angel gang, they're looking out for you. You have not been lost or forgotten, even though you may be dealing with people who you're like, what the hell did I do to deserve this person? Like they're a witch or they're a jerk or this or that. It's a test. It's a test. It's always a test, right? Excuse me, Pisces. So true to my fishies, working on, near, around, or by the water, taking some sort of trip over large bodies of water. Some of you may literally be working in like an oceanic, I'm hearing, or nature conservatory or something. Purification of water, cleaning out systems of water and bodies of water. Anything that would be considered the kind of nautical, or I don't know, selling speedboats or sailboats or anything to do with like big bodies of water, especially in terms of like purifying nature. That seems like a career where you would quite literally shine. You would stand out among the rest. And in a way, it's like you would be saving, I know this sounds like big, but you would be like saving the earth. You would be doing good for humanity, doing good for future generations. Humanitarian, conservationist, did I make that word up? You know what I'm trying to say. Doing good things for the earth. And I mean, I know where I am, it's winter, so this isn't going to make sense for those who are on the East Coast, but planting trees, doing a lot of like making the land ripe and fertile again. That could even be a metaphor for some of my Pisces who are wanting to start a family, especially if there was like a false, I heard false lead. It's such a weird way of putting it, on like a pregnancy or like a pregnancy scare. Some of you may feel or may decide that you're actually ready to start a family right now, in which case there might be marriage involved here too. I am reading for career and finances. I'm just throwing it out there. Some of you are buying a new house and you're going to have a huge amount of property or land. I'm almost getting like a farmhouse. And maybe that's what you're redoing. You know, maybe you're having your own garden and you have all your own farm animals and you're living the organic lifestyle, raising your own crops and things of that sort. Yeah, I actually see a lot of you moving away from a city. So there is definitely one job that could bring you to the city. I see that. There might be another one that leads you away from it. And that feels like the one that you thought passed you by. That person comes in and makes you some sort of offer. Some of you are going to be teaching Bible school or teaching like spiritual training. It could be sessions or classes or courses. You might be teaching people how to do astrology or tarot reading. Absolutely, with these such spiritual cards, Pisces, really beautiful. And again, working alongside an Aquarius, a Taurus, or a Sagittarius. That could be coworkers. There might be a team of 3 of you or a team of 4 of you. Also something with loans. I heard student loans. So maybe you're just paying them off. Maybe it is your wish. It is your hope, is your dream that you'll be able to pay off your loans. And maybe that happens once you bust through this difficult obstacle where it like releases the money flow again. So yeah, some of you, I see you no longer being in debt and there's like an ease. You feel like you can finally let your hair down because you're not like, what is that expression? Like robbing Paul to pay Peter or whatever it is, right? Reallocating funds and barely getting by. Yeah, a lot of you are going to be relieved of student debt, or you may meet someone who offers you some sort of loan or grant, or yeah, if you're applying for a large chunk of money, I think a lot of you are going to get it, especially to fund some sort of artistic project. I don't know if you're a filmmaker or a photographer or whatever it would be needed to fund a project. I would say at minimum apply for the loan or apply for the application, because it seems like it would be very positive for a lot of you. A lot of you are just simply going to be, I shouldn't say simply, wonderfully going to be school teachers. You're going to be very influential. You rule with an iron fist and a velvet glove. So while you're very kind of have this presentation of being very soft and kind and generous, it's like you're not going to take shit from anyone. But I actually kind of like that. There's a great duality to it. It's very cool. A locksmith, I just heard. I know some of you may need to, some of you are going to lock yourself out of your car or your house, and you're going to have to call a locksmith, I think. I don't know why that's coming through. Just little, little PSs from the universe. Yeah. Make sure you have the key before you lock yourself in or out. And something about missing keys I think it's to get to like your studio or your office or your place of business. It seems like on the first day you're in a rush, and then you get there and you don't have the right key to get into the building or something. Oh, this is cute. This is just like a movie. I get these messages all the time. It's so cute. So there's going to be like a meet cute where you don't have the right key and you meet someone who's going to let you in, and they're actually going to be a lifelong friend of yours. I don't know what the circumstance is. It very likely has to do with obviously something in your career where I am getting like, it's very symbolic. It's like you don't have the right key that fits in the door and you're late, and it's literally like a scene out of a movie. Someone comes in like, oh, let me help you with that. It's almost like those old school movies where, the damsel in distress can't get her locker open in high school, and then, the big jock comes and like knocks on it, and it's that type of thing. So it could be romantic, but it could also just be a friend that you make instantly on the first day. And it's like you always have that little memory together of how you met. Exactly. Yeah. This is like a friendship that was like written in the stars. It's long lasting. It could be romantic for some of you. In fact, with the Hierophant, it might be. It could be, your future wedding partner. But for most of you, it just feels like this is a really solid friendship that was like written in the stars. In fact, it might be with an Aquarius. You guys are buddies on the zodiac wheel, right next to each other. So it could be something like that. All right. Moving a lot of stuff in and out of different rooms and boxes. I don't know if you're remodeling a house or redesigning a house, or I see you shuffling objects from one room to the other. I don't know if you're an interior designer, and it's almost like you're trying different things on the walls. I'm actually seeing like samurai swords. Something about like, it's like putting up very unusual artistic things on the wall and trying them here and trying them there. I see you doing that. So maybe that's what you do. Maybe you're a set dresser. Maybe you are what do you call that? Like when you're like merchandising type stuff. It doesn't even have to be in a home. It could be in a store, like a department store or whatever. It seems to make you happy. I don't know why it's coming up, but some of you are going to be terrific nurses. And so if it's not a school teacher who's kind of like, really tough, like doesn't take any bullshit, it might be a nurse. And it's like you're a very good yin and yang. There's something where you're very soft and gentle and empathic and approachable, but the minute somebody steps out of line, you're like, oh, no, you don't. So I'm actually really glad to see that, Pisces, because I think that's incredibly important for you to have that balance of knowing your worth, of knowing your value, and drawing a line in the sand when somebody steps over it. Just like, oh, no, this is my territory, like you're back there, right? Like that's what you're saying to your mischievous students or patients or whatever it is. Iron fist and a velvet glove. I like that. Some of you are going to be receiving flowers. This kind of feels like it could be romantic, maybe from a Leo, maybe from a Taurus, possibly a Sagittarius. Some of these receiving flowers and or redoing your bath. I don't know if you're retiling your bathtub or doing something with like a jacuzzi or a hot tub, or again, being in or around bodies of water is very important. So I don't care where in the world you live, if you can be in a swimming pool or if you can be in a hot bath or whatever, something about that, it's just very rejuvenating for your body. It minimizes and eases your stress so that you can wake up the next day and kick ass at work. And that's sort of what you're being told to do. Don't underestimate the importance of self-care, of relaxation, of quieting your mind, right? Especially if you have a lot on your plate, a lot on your mind. Clients from hell, make sure at the end of the day you can like wash your hands of it and not think about it until 9 a.m. the next morning. Self-care is going to be very important for you. How are we doing for time? Okay. Some of you are going to be doing a lot of sketching. I'm actually seeing people doing like body figures, like sort of like nude modeling. Pisces, is that you? Are you doing nude modeling? I see you sketching a lot of that kind of stuff, like very kind of, I don't know if highbrow is the right term, but yeah, like very fancy art studios where you have people come in and model and do draping and this and that and kind of stuff. Again, travel opportunities. Some of you are also going to be studying the planets, studying things in space. So it could easily be something scientific, or is rocket ship I'm hearing. What the hell is that? What are you doing, Pisces? Are you going to space? I don't know. Take it and run with it if it makes sense. I don't know. Oh, that could even be our kid's Halloween costume. Somebody went as like an astronaut or a space explorer. Or maybe you're just watching a lot of documentaries on that. I don't know what that is, but hey, confirmations for some. I actually do see a lot of healing and medical type stuff. The more I dig deeper, I'm seeing a lot of like Caduceus and kind of that mercurial, even like sci-fi, science, technology type stuff. So radiation, I just heard. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that is, but you may be some sort of technician in a hospital or in a medical office in a medical building. I mean, you could even be the secretary, the gatekeeper to, the doctor or whatever it is. I don't know what else to say other than it's very positive. You have multiple cards of inspiration, victory, passion, healing, spirituality. It's like, it doesn't surprise me. My Pisces, a lot of you are just natural born healers in any type of way. So it makes sense that you would be serving, the public, humanity with your kindness, with your empathy, but also with your healing. I'm going to say healing powers, take that as that means. Yeah. More cards of victory. Some of you are going to be recognized at work. There's going to be some sort of, recognition or victory. It could be something as simple as employee of the month. It could be, your 5-year anniversary and you get some sort of bonus or title change. It's very positive. I don't know what it is, but there's a lot of eyes and attention on you. And I'm sort of seeing people clapping. So I don't know if somebody's giving a speech about you, or I don't know what this would be, like a work anniversary, or you've just done something very important, especially in a medical field. Maybe you've just given a lot of time and hours during kind of the pandemic crisis, and it's like you're being recognized for it. Pisces, this is fan-freaking-tastic. I love this. You're becoming the boss. You're becoming the emperor. Very cool. All right, let's go into these last few cards, and then we'll switch over to love. All right, so you have the Queen of Swords. Yeah, you have a decision to make on who you want to work with. So again, for those applying to jobs, you're going to have two. And one might be a false lead, and then you switch over to the other one. That's okay. You're allowed to change your mind. You're human, Pisces, right? For some of you, it's like, I'm getting that there's two different people, and like the deciding factor is who you're going to work with in terms of how compatible your personalities are. So let's pull some cards on that. I don't really know what to do with this. The one person may be an Aquarius or a Libra that you're working with, a lot of air energy. Also, something about shoes. I keep getting like shoes and sneakers and high heels and platforms. I don't know if you're designing, or maybe you're just buying a new pair of shoes for your first day of work. I don't know. Little confirmations. Maybe that's someone's name, Dr. Shoe. I don't know. Yeah, okay, so there's someone who you may write off as they don't have a sense of humor. They're very worldly. This is very likely an Aquarius. They're super intelligent, but the way they speak, it's like sometimes you're like, wait a minute, I'm not sure I understood that. I think you're a little bit intimidated by them. There's also, if anybody's waiting on a court case, something about that is coming up. You might get jury duty. Or something involving like legalities or the law or some sort of contract. This could be with an X. It could be a division of assets. Specifically, this is regarding the main female. So that could be you, Pisces. I don't know. Or this could be someone else you're in a court case with if there was a lawsuit. For some of you, it's just simply jury duty. I can see that. But yeah, it's like there's two choices. There's two contracts. Both of these are being represented as justice. Both of these are essentially, I'm being called to say like fair. There would be an equilibrium to the work you put in versus what you get out. I don't know what to do with this. I think for a lot of you, the deciding factor may end up being money, which one pays you more, but I'm sort of being called to say you should really go with the vibe you get in that space. Like if you're allowed to walk into that space and meet the people who work there or talk more with your boss, or it's like you need to immerse yourself in the culture. That should be the deciding factor, not so much the paycheck. Because I mean, I'm a firm believer in most careers where you are truly passionate about it. If you go in there and you're in it, right? If you love it, the money will follow. You will find new avenues to increase your pay or raise your money. So yeah, I wouldn't make the price tag of it your main priority. Yeah, a lot of you are being really encouraged to go towards a more spiritual career, the door to spirit, especially with a Taurus. Your Hierophant is right smack in the middle of your spread. Some of you could even be officiating a wedding in the near future, right? Even if you're just kind of doing that, getting your certificate online, that kind of thing. Or maybe that's what you do. Maybe some of you are a figure in a church or something like that, or you're going to be more active in participating in church activities, organizing charity events, that type of thing. Again, humanitarian type stuff. Temple path. Yeah, so these are your two decisions. Door to personal healing and happiness. I actually love that. What job is going to allow you a sense of peace of mind as well as, what is the word? Fulfillment. What job is both fulfilling to you and rewarding, but also doesn't disrupt your equilibrium and make you like crazy nervous or crazy anxious or whatever it is? These are your two options. If that makes sense, whether these represent clients or a new job or interviews or whatever it is. Again, one definitely involves travel. You see this guy's got a globe. There's a more sense of an intimidation. It might not be a person, but just the opportunity. You may feel like a fish out of water, Pisces. And then there's this one. So I don't totally know what these represent. I hope you guys can step in. This one may have to do with something about a lawsuit or even the government, some sort of government job or whatever. This one is being represented with walk away and the temple path. So here's the thing, even if you were to take this job, you might not end up staying that long. I don't sense that it's a bad opportunity. In fact, these cards are very beautiful, but there might be something more temporary about this government or this contract position. This could be an independent contract position, especially with interior design or working in fancy homes or fancy houses. I don't know if you're a landscaper or a gardener or you could even be like a maid or a personal chef or something about working in a fancy house. That might be a contract position. This one seems to be an opportunity that you're more intimidated by, but there's a very spiritual element to it. Even if it's not a spiritual job by nature, especially if it's very creative or whatever it's doing, it's almost saying to me it's good for your soul. You're going to thrive doing it. You're going to have this moment of, oh my God, like I've been waiting for this. I finally feel like I'm on the right path. I wouldn't shy away from it just because you're intimidated by someone. If even more, you should face your fears. You should go after what scares you because there's reward on the other side of that. And Spirit knows that. Spirit tends to reward us when we put our best foot forward. So specifically regarding money, just in the next, let's say in the next month, what can I tell Pisces? Oh, that came right out. 7 of Cups. The thing is, you have to decide which one you're going to do or which one you're going to work with for the money to come in. There's definitely options. I like this. Where are you being unrealistic about sources of money? Where are you maybe glossing over the details? And I don't really know. I'm just being called to say that. Your Ace of Cups. Money is going to be good. Your cup will be filled. You guys will definitely get by. But yeah, there's decisions about money to be made. So that could be an entire story we haven't even covered yet. But cups are coming out. So cups can be, money flow. I'm happy to see that. But yeah, there's major decisions to be made in order to get that money to start coming in. So 6 of Swords. Who or what do you need to walk away from? All right, Pisces, let's talk about love. Let's talk about love. For some of you, it's an Aries. You need to walk away or sever something from an Aries. All right. Pisces. What deck shall I use? Let's talk about love. Let's do this one. Why the heck not? Some of you, there's an Aquarius. In fact, there's multiple Aquariuses interested in you or vice versa. If you're dating around right now, you may find yourself in a position where you have 2 or 3 Aquariuses on the line. Not the worst situation to be in. All right. I actually know tons of Pisces and Aquariuses who are cute little couples. All right, here we go. I'm so sorry. You can hear voices in the other room. My door's shut. It's just so loud. All right, so here we go. 2 of Pentacles, options, decisions. Boy, that seems to be the theme of your reading, especially with another water sign, another Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. All right, so some of you are going to choose to walk away. Hold on. Actually, let me throw one on each side. Just give me 1 second. Some of you are going to walk away from another Pisces. Because, yeah, you're sensing good fortune coming in, possibly with a fire sign or something new. Ace of Wands, right? It starts with us, but it's fortuitous. It's destiny. It's divine timing. Again, a lot of you may meet this person in your new place of work or via some new client at work, especially travel opportunities, right? There's big ships behind him. I see travel in a lot of your future, even if it's not work related. You just may be traveling for pleasure or even unanticipated. You may get a call like, you know, Aunt Millie is sick, come visit her. And you're like, okay, I'm going to hop on a plane to Milwaukee, right? I don't know, whatever it is. And I don't predict anything scary. I'm just saying you may have unexpected opportunities of travel. You had a lot of travel cards in your thing. So yeah, I would say there's possibly a fire sign with some good fortune attached to it. Could definitely be a Sagittarius, Jupiter energy, or even a Cancer. Yeah, 10 of Pentacles, long-term, lasting, absolutely. That could be one for the history books. But I don't know if you're not certain about it. There's something giving you pause. So, because you're waiting for communication from someone else, but it seems like they may have walked away from this. It seems like they were at a bit of a crossroads or a bit of a standstill in their life. And so as much as you guys were messaging back and forth and possibly trying to fix it or reconcile something, it's like someone needed to spread their wings and they just weren't in a place where they could really give to you anymore, especially a Libra. But I would, and I gotta be honest, that one in particular, it might be because they had somebody else on deck or they were waiting to hear from somebody else. This always happens in tarot. It's like there's a mirror of the stories. So I'm just going to give you completely random examples. You have love for a Libra, but that Libra is putting you on the back burner because they're waiting to hear from the Gemini. It's like you have love for a Libra, but you're willing to put them on the back burner because you're waiting to hear from your Sagittarius or whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? Like there's a mirroring of if everybody would just recognize that the person who's messaging them is the one that there's more potential with, we could save all this, well, you, but you next and you after them. It's like you're putting people in order of importance, which I mean, that's kind of shitty. I know everybody does it. I think everybody's guilty of doing that at least one time in their life. Like, you know, there's someone interested in you and you're like, maybe, but let me talk to this one first. So just keep that in mind, Pisces. You know, you get what you give. So if you're going to do that to people, you have to anticipate that's going to happen to you as well. So go after opportunities where there doesn't seem to be a lot of emotional baggage or there's ties have been severed with exes and partners from our past so that we can both come in and, you know, meet on the same level and put equal amounts of energy into this. Tell me more about this. Yeah, possibly a Sagittarius or a Virgo. This person may have served in the military, or this person may be significantly older than you. They may work in some sort of like official or government job. That this doesn't have to say this is what they look like, but this is sort of representing either their job or their personality. Yeah, there's something very kind of distinguished and formal. I would call this person a gentleman or the female version of that, right? And you know, it goes for females too. They could have served in the military. They may have some sort of government official job. They may have a very, almost like a formal uniform when they report into work or something. The number 22 might be significant too. That might be their birthday or their birth time or something 22. I don't know what that is, but that might be important. And so they may have a child already, or this may be your future husband or your future wife, because 10 of Pentacles did come up. Sometimes when this card comes up, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, are they married? But for most of you, if this is completely new, Wheel of Fortune says they just might become your future partner. I love that energy. I would absolutely encourage some of you to pursue that if any of that makes sense to you. They may already have a small child, specifically a small daughter, or that could be you, Pisces, right? All right, so some of you are dealing with a Gemini. Tell me about the Gemini, please. This actually looks really beautiful. Sometimes the Lover's card can be a little bit like trickster energy, but I actually really like this. Some of you are going to go on like a tropical vacation together. This person wears a lot of floral print or flowers. Even if it's a dude, they may have like flower socks or like a Hawaiian shirt or something kind of wacky. Something with flowers on it. Could be their wallet. There's anxiety though. Okay, so this actually feels like a couple that's getting cold feet because they've been together for so long. It's very familiar. This could even be something with high school sweethearts. It's almost like it's all you've ever known. So when it comes to like either getting married or even celebrating anniversaries, this isn't bad. I want to be clear, but there's anxiety about someone getting cold feet or like, wait, is this really my person? But I have no reason to believe that it isn't. I have no reason to believe this person has wandering eyes. It's more or less just kind of like, I mean, I guess this is my person, but I don't know. It's like someone is too in their head about it. Somebody fell down a rabbit hole of like scary paranoia thoughts, but it's out of nowhere. It's like the safety that should be bringing you a sense of security and peace of mind. Someone took it the other way and they're like, well, how do I know? I've only ever been with this person. And what if there's someone else out there for me? Trust your gut, trust your heart. Your heart knows if this is your true person. For a lot of you Pisces with the Gemini, despite these cards, this is just fear of taking it to the next level. But this is so funny. I was going to say, I feel like this is like planning a wedding, somebody getting cold feet, and the Hierophant is literally like staring me in the eye. Y'all are getting married. Stop questioning it. It's fine. I mean, definitely question it if your heart isn't in it, but you should know that by now, Pisces, right? You have the Hierophant, and yeah, and you, the Hanged Man, absolutely, Judgment, and you guys are going to move on and build a beautiful life together. This works. Why are you questioning it? Okay, moving on. Yeah, Judgment. Who's coming in from the past? The King of Pentacles, so possibly a Earth sign, especially a male Earth sign, a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or it could be an ex-husband that you've been waiting to hear from. It doesn't have to be an ex-husband. If anything, unless, okay, this is what this is. If it is an ex-husband, or I'm just going to say an ex, very likely an Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, they may finally be paying you what you're owed, or vice versa. You may be finally paying off debt to a spouse or an ex or someone who you just owed money to. Maybe they covered your rent. Maybe they covered your car damage, whatever it is. Someone from your past who I think you dated, there's coming back together to pay off a debt, okay? For others of you, this might not be someone you ever were romantically linked to, but there's someone who's always been interested in you. Again, very likely Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or someone who's just really thriving in their career, someone who has a lot of material possessions. I heard luxury items. So it could be someone who's quite wealthy. Those ships are coming in. So here's the thing though, that indicates someone's been waiting for this. So more or less, is that you? Do you know who this is? Because Judgment says it's very likely someone from your past. Or are you finally the gift that's coming into them? It could be that you have an Earth sign that's been waiting on you for you to come around and recognize them. The ships are coming in. What's the deal with that? Yeah, Pisces is coming in because they're finally single. So it doesn't have to be an Earth sign, but again, for a lot of you, it might be. It could be another Pisces or a Scorpio for that matter. Pisces, if you were in some sort of commitment, especially with an Aries or whoever, a long-term commitment, you may actually free yourself from that. The Nine of Pentacles is like my single lady, single man's card. If you've sort of been stuck in a relationship and you finally decide to move on and end it, this person may finally have their chance. This person from the past, it's like their ships are coming in and it's representing you. You're finally free. You're on the market again. So I think this person is going to swoop in and make love offers to you. They're going to make sweet, sweet love to you, Pisces. All right, let's do one more on love and we'll wrap it up. For love, please. Brand new messages for Pisces. You got some good ones here, though. I'm so thrilled this week. You gotta get it. Your last one was rough stuff, Pisces. I felt so bad giving it to you. It was like a lot of tough love, but and the thing is, that could have even been for cross watchers. Sometimes that happens, or just some Pisces that were really vibing low that week, right? That does sometimes happen. So anyway, but these are great. I'm thrilled to see a lot of these messages. All right, there was a Tower moment with a Leo, yeah, or a King of Wands, I almost said Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Interesting. Aries, Leo, Sag, though, is the King of Wands. Scorpio and Aries, a Leo. Some of you are going to adopt a cat, or if you guys bought like a pet together, you're going to get to keep the pet. Here's the thing, though. There was a contract, and it was all, I'm sort of getting, this was a loveless marriage. And I know that sounds very, very harsh, Pisces. I'm just delivering it as it's being told to me. There's for the King of Passion, and the King, just so you know, is a female in this deck, which I love. I think it's very badass. Doesn't mean you're not dealing with a male fire sign. Something about this contract, it was a marriage of convenience, or there was a superficiality to please the parents, to please the in-laws, to, go off and marry someone. It's almost, and I'm not trying to offend or insult, but it was like, it's how it looked to the public was the crux and the reasoning behind this. Well, universe quickly showed you there was no love here. This was passionless. There was, or very minimal love, and it dwindled quite quickly. The flames of passion went out almost immediately after you signed the marriage contract. This is saying the tower came through to save you and rescue you because you're free now and you are so fucking happy now that you're no longer with this person who they just didn't treat you well. I'm almost getting, it's not hatred or cruelty for most of you. It's just, they just kind of ignore you. They're just kind of passive, like, hey, love you too. It's just like, ew, what? Like, this isn't love. I'm a Pisces. Like, I don't like this vibe. The thing is, the tower comes in actually to save you, to rescue you. So sorry. This is going to be you. And some of you may be going through a divorce right now, signing the final contracts, or if it's not literal marriage, you know, severing off from someone you've been with probably for a while. Like the king, the throne, it's been established for quite some time. Yeah, if you're newly single and you're feeling a little lonely, buy a pet, buy a cat. You certainly can go off and rush right into dating. I wouldn't necessarily recommend that. I would give yourself a little bit of a healing period, but yeah, buy a little fuzzy companion to hang out with, because that's going to be very like spiritually healing for you. But you are going to be so much happier when you sever off from the person who, they're not giving you what you want or what you need. They're just, they're very cold. That's what I get from this. There's a very cold, yeah, like a behavior about them. All right, so we're free, we're single. Some of you may be coming out with your sexuality or like as bisexual or something like that. And again, you're so happy doing it. It's like, this card feels like, why didn't I do this years ago? This feels incredible. Yeah, so some of you have a mysterious new stranger coming in. It's very intriguing. Daryl is what I'm hearing. Or Daryl or David or Daisy. I don't know. I'm getting lots of D names. Anyway, moving on. Could be a Libra who has a lot of sexual zest and passion. Yeah, you guys are going to have fun. I don't think you're rushing into anything immediate, especially because whether this was a marriage contract or not, it felt very established. It felt like there were a lot of rules. I think you're enjoying singlehood and being free, and so you're not rushing into any contract. In fact, I think you're sort of moving away from anyone who's looking for a lot of like long-term commitment, which I know that kind of seems not like a Piscean message to me, but that's exactly what I'm getting is like, you're just going to enjoy being free for a while and you're not looking to lock it down with anyone. You're looking for passion. You're looking for wild nights. You're looking for fun, but you're not necessarily looking for the one. Though ironically though, and this always happens too, because you're like, I'm just going to be a bachelorette. I'm just going to be a bachelor. Like, I'm not looking for anything serious. You welcome in this Knight of Wands and then you end up catching feelings. You're like, oh yeah, no, I want to marry this person. Justice. So it could also be a Libra, but I think that's actually very good medicine. I think a lot of my Pisces, if you've been in a situation that was keeping you really down and stuck, enjoy the freedom, you know, YOLO, enjoy life, seek happiness, have fun, play, right? Play around, see what happens, because a lot of you are going to end up falling for that person. And so with that though, be careful, because if you enter into some sort of kind of like friends with benefits and the rules have not been clearly defined, you might just catch feelings for them. So just be cognizant of your feelings and, you know, how things are developing and growing and progressing so that you don't catch this person blindsided, right? The blindfold. Yeah, you guys are going to continue to build together. Some of you are going to go travel to see another Pisces. It might also be a family member that you've been fighting and quarreling with. Yeah, Spirit is saying it's time to finally heal that relationship, to put an end to the arguments. It could be trouble with a spouse or a sibling, a brother specifically. It might be another Pisces or an Aquarius. But all right, Pisces, that's what I got for you. Overall, really great reading. I'm totally into this reading. I dig it. Please do like, share, subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below what resonates. I will see you very soon for more tarot. Bye, guys.